Hello everyone. My name is Hunter, and this is a spoiler review of The Mandalorian, Chapter 21. I really like this episode. So we're actually getting into some like overall season story plot points instead of just focusing on uh one little side story. So this episode is about pirates attacking Navarro. That's like the main planet that's been like the centerpiece of the Mandalorian seasons ever since season 1. It's also the planet we were on in the first episode of the season. And so, yeah, pirates are attacking this planet. And the New Republic says that can't can't exactly use resources to help Navarro because they're not actually part of the New Republic, and they need to use their resources elsewhere. So one of the rebel pilots decides to go and try and get the Mandalorians to help, like the entire clan of the Mandalorians. And he says that they can come out of hiding, and they can live in Navarro, and yeah, and then they can have their own little planet of their own. And so the Mandalorians decide to go and help the planet Navarro, and it goes into this entire battle sequence with all the Mandalorians and all the pirates. Really good action sequence. I really loved it. It was very fun to watch. And the pirates are just amazing to look at with their costumes. I love the pirates and stuff like that. I love all the aliens and stuff like that in this show. I love how they're all puppets. It's just great. Practical effects just look so interesting to me. And at the end of the episode, the Mandalorians defeat the pirates, and yeah, they are allowed to live there, and they're free to walk around wherever they please on the planet. So let's get into a bit more detail. One thing I want to talk about is we got a live action version of a character that has only previously been animated, and that is Zeb. He and I mean, yeah, he looks really good. He looks exactly like you would expect Zeb to look like in live action. He just looks great. I really hope we can actually see more of him because he just kind of showed up, said a few lines, and then we never saw him again. So I hope we can see him more. I think we're going to see a lot of the Rebels characters because that's where he's from. He's from Star Wars Rebels. We're going to see a lot of the Rebels characters in the Ahsoka show, which I'm not entirely sure when it's coming out. I think it's coming out this year. I think that's probably the next show that's coming out. So yeah, we may see Zeb there, and he just looked really good. And so continuing through this episode, I will say this is my biggest issue with this episode is I thought, and with this I really want somebody else's opinion in the comments here because I may be completely wrong, but I felt like the dialogue was just really bad in this entire episode. I thought the action was good. I set pieces were good. Everything I thought was wonderful with this episode except for the dialogue. I thought it was like really simple sentences and very cliche. It felt like the past 3 episodes, or was it 4? Past 4 episodes have not felt like they've had this much like simple dialogue. Let me play a little bit of the dialogue for you, just a tad.
I don't think this is an isolated episode. Navarro has reported accounts of stormtroopers in the streets, and TIE fighters openly flying above. The citizens speak of Moff Gideon occupying the town, and now a pirate king is attempting the same thing? These events could all be connected. I think that's a bit of a leap, really, because I'm hearing Moff Gideon never made it to trial. Captain, this isn't a rebellion anymore.
Yeah, I just like listening to that. It just feels, and it's like throughout the entire episode. Like I don't know what the writing on this on for this episode was. I just the dialogue just wasn't it. And that if I'm completely wrong, if y'all think the dialogue was completely fine, tell me because I really want to know if it was just me. Uh, but yeah, that was my main complaint with this episode. And so, besides the dialogue, I want to talk about the very end of it real quick, and that's when Bo Katan is allowed to take her helmet off, and so she's only allowed to take her helmet off because her new task is to try and join all the Mandalorian clans together, and having her helmet on isn't really going to do that. She may need to talk face to face with other Mandalorians. But yeah, the armorer wants to bring all these Mandalorian clans together to one, and bring back the planet of Mandalore. And the only reason she tasked Bo-Katan with this was because she saw the mythosaur in the second episode, which is very weird because I thought the armor didn't believe her in the third episode, but all of a sudden she does. I don't know. That was kind of weird. Uh, but yeah, that like again, as I said, everything was great about this episode except I think for the dialogue. I just thought it was very very simple dialogue. So this is a very quick review, but honestly, not much happened. They kind of just they went to a planet, beat the pirates, and took over the planet, and now they're trying to bring back all the clans of Mandalore into one. That's really all that happened. But yeah, the action was where this one uh, was really strong. So if I had to give this a grade from 0 to 100, I would give it a I would give it I would give it an 75. I think a 75 is good. And if the dialogue was any better, if the dialogue if the dialogue was like if I thought the dialogue was great, I probably would have brought it up to probably a 9, but the dialogue really hurt it for me, I would say. But yeah, so I do thank you for watching. So I do thank you for watching. Again, if you think the dialogue was fine, just put in the comments. I want to know your opinion. And without further ado, goodbye.